Well, hello everybody, back again. We are at the winery this morning. It's March 2nd. You'll have to excuse the bumpiness of the camera. I'm walking down the hill. I'm trying not to kill myself. Everything's froze up this morning. It's about 20 degrees. So it looks like our season's finally going to get here. Looks like the temperatures this week are going to get us going with some sap. And I'm making my way down to the tank here, and I'll show you what we're doing. We were here last week. Jim, Justin, and I were here, and we got the tank set. So let me put my stuff down, and I can look at the camera. So Justin is in the woods right now tapping. He's been here for about 20 minutes. I had to run home because, of course, we forgot some stuff. Like I said, it's March 2nd. We're just getting to tapping. Last year we were almost done at this time with our season. Looking at the weather forecast, it doesn't look great. Looks like it might warm up next week and not freeze. So we'll just have to see what this season brings. So, like I said, we're tapping here at the winery today. Hoping to get the woods done today also. Everything's basically in place. We just got a couple final little things we got to do besides tapping. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing in the box here, and then I'm gonna go catch up with Justin to make some repairs. He's found some problems up in the woods, a couple of drops that were chewed and that kind of thing. So here's what we're doing. Okay, so you can see here we got the tank set. We got our main line coming in right here into the end of the box, into the end of the cooler. Then it goes through the pump, and then it'll go in that hole right over there. I got the hose laying outside the tank right now. The first run we get here is going to go on the ground so it cleans the lines out. I think next year we're going to try, or well, not next year, this year, we're going to try sanitizing our lines. Holy cripes. The lid seems frozen. There we go. So we got our pump box here. Let's see if I can find some place to stand so we get a better view. Okay, so this is our pump box. We showed it to you before. What I'm going to be doing right now is cutting that line there and installing this screen filter. Try to keep the ice out of the SureFlow pump here, or I'm sorry, the Guzzler pump. So I'm going to be doing that, and because I don't want to try to work one-handed, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'll show you when I'm done, and then we'll get going. So one of the questions you hear all the time is, when should you tap? Well, it's kind of hard to tell, but I will tell you, the old timers used to say when you could see the ring around the base of the tree like this, it was time to tap. So that's kind of what we go by that, and we watch the weather forecast. What I will say is last week when we were over at the woods, the other woods, there were rings around the trees like this, and because of the melt and the rain the day before, the water was laying in around the base of the trees, and that tells me that the ground is frozen. So if the ground is frozen, we're not going to get any water up out of it into the tree to make sap. So that's also an indicator. So there you go. Justin's over there pounding. I don't know if you can see him. Where is he? I can't see. I got my glasses on. Okay, a little update of what we got going on here. I'm going on a parch run. So you can see I got the screen cut in there, and for whatever reason it worked on the other box and it's not on this one. Gotta hold the lid open here. This is too long here, so I'm gonna have to take this nipple off and this nipple off and just get a well, hose barb. Take these hose barbs off and put a nipple in there to shorten this up, so basically those two fittings are touching, and that way we can get the cam lock in here, because we still need the room for the battery on this end. And then on this end, while I was moving things around in here, our spade connectors decided they were going to come off. So I got to get a couple spade connectors. So Justin's still up in the woods tapping, and I am going to run into Lockport and get some parts. So we'll be back. Okay, well, we got back from runnings. Got everything we need. Got everything we need. I got the nipple in there, and now we can get the cam lock together, and we still got the room down here for the battery. Now, if you can see back there, those two middle yellow, those two right there. Got those replaced and crimped back on. Everything's good here. The pump is running. I'm waiting for Justin to come around. He's just finishing up. He's going to be coming from that way. I have to go that way and put this vacuum gauge on the end of the main line, and then that vacuum gauge there is going to go on yeah, right there. So as soon as he gets here with the two-handed tool, we'll get that on, and then we should be all set here. So lots of stuff went wrong today, but I think we got everything tapped, and we should be set to go tomorrow. Doesn't look like we're going to get to the woods tonight. It's already 4 o'clock, so we're going to run out of daylight. I think Justin might have to go over there first thing in the morning. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, as you can hear, the pump is running. I got this vacuum gauge on here, and we're at looks like about 17 inches, and I imagine it's deadheaded because there's, I'm sure, ice in this line someplace. So and that's also with a dry pump. These guzzlers are diaphragm pumps, so they work better when they're wet. So, but I'm pretty happy with 17 inches for right now. Justin just went up the hill here to finish tapping a tree, and we should be just about out of here. So looks like the woods tomorrow morning. All right, so Justin's going to tap this tree, so just a couple things we're looking for. So there is an old tap hole, so we want to avoid that. We want to go 3 to 4 inches either side of it, and then probably at least 8 to 10 inches, 6 to 8 inches above or below it. Anything else we're looking for on the tree? I've heard you're supposed to tap over a big root, or this one doesn't really have any, but any large branches that are shooting off. Something else you want to try to avoid is any kind of blemishes like this. There's probably dead wood there that was maybe a branch that broke off or something. There's another one there, it's a scar. You want to avoid stuff like that because you're not going to get a good tap hole, and you might end up with a vacuum leak. So while we're standing here, Justin's going to put this tap in. We just got it last year. I really like it. It's a precision tapper, and what it does, you just run it wide open, and you just into the tree and straight out. And then you got, usually you get these wood chips come out with it, but, and we're using check valve spouts. These are stubbies. There's a, Justin just pointed at it. You can see that little ball in there. So when the vacuum stops, that ball sucks back in and seals the line up, so we don't get sap going back in the tree. Prevents bacteria from getting into the tree and closing the tap hole. So Justin's going to pound this in. We're going to listen for the, whoop. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yep. I think Justin's being a little overzealous. So when you tap, you listen, as you drive it in, you hear tink, 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 tonk. As soon as that's it. As soon as it changes that tone, you want to stop hitting the tree, or you'd have a chance of splitting it or something, and we're trying to avoid that. So I think we got one more to do, so we'll do that and then we'll get out of here. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is March 3rd. We're back at the winery. We just were up at the woods. I got the vacuum pump running up there. We got a vacuum leak on one of the main lines, so I'm letting some vacuum try to build up so I can try to find a leak, which is pretty difficult without any liquid in the lines. The sap is not flowing up there. But we're down here at the winery. If you can hear the pump running here. We just got our lithium batteries today. So we installed them, and I got the pump turned on. I don't know if you can see it or not, but when I turned it on, we did get a little bit of a slug of something in the lines coming through, so it's working. So this first bit of sap we get here is going to go on the ground. It'll clean the lines out, and we should be good to go after that. So just wanted to give you an update, and we'll show you what's happening up at the woods when we get back up there. Well, I told you a little fib. We haven't left the winery yet, but just wanted to show you. We got the first sap of 2025 coming out the end of the tube right now. So like I said, we're going to let this run on the ground and clean out the lines, and we'll see what happens over the next couple days. It's supposed to warm up, I think, in the 40s tomorrow and the 50s on Wednesday, and we'll have to see how things go. So we're going to stay here for a few minutes and watch things, and then we're going to head back up to the woods.